Narrated by Al-Harith ibn Hammam. I was struck by a sweeping separation, and worn down by arduous travel, to a land so remote that even guides would get lost, and seasoned wanderers would scatter. I felt the torment of the lonely wanderer, and witnessed that which I feared most. But I steeled my timid heart, urged on my worn-out mount, and pressed forward with the step of a gambler, surrendered to fate. I pressed on between trotting and resting, passing 1 mile after another, until the sun nearly vanished, and the light began to fade. Darkness loomed like a charging army. I panicked at the coming of night. Should I tether my garments and rest, or dive blindly into the unknown? As I turned the matter over in my mind, a shadowy figure appeared in the distance, a camel hunched beside a hill. I approached, hoping for rest, but found instead a bundled stranger, wrapped in his cloak, fast asleep. I sat at his head, until he stirred from slumber. When his eyes lit up and he noticed me, he jumped like a startled thief and cried, "Are you brother or beast?" I said, "Neither wolf nor threat, just a traveler lost by night. If you have fire, spark it for me." He replied, "Let go of your worry, for a brother may be born not of your mother." At that, my fear softened, and drowsiness took hold of my eyelids. He said, "By morning, night travelers are praised. So shall we go as I go?" I replied, "I'm more obedient than your sandal, more faithful than your provisions." He welcomed me with love and praised my company. So we pressed on in earnest, marching beneath the stars, fighting off sleep until night passed, and dawn raised its banner. As light spread across the sky, I inspected my mysterious companion, my travel mate and midnight confidant, and to my surprise it was Abu Zayd, the seeker of lost causes, the guide to the wise. We greeted one another with affection, as old friends do after a long parting. Then we shared secrets and stories, while my camel sank under fatigue, and his mount strode like a racing stallion. I admired her strength and endurance. Curious, I asked him where he had found her. He replied, This she-camel has a tale sweet to the ear, charming in narration, if you wish to hear it. Sit. If not, no need to listen." I sat and gave him my full ear. He said, "I acquired her in Aramat, enduring death in the process. I roamed through countries upon her, treading rocky plains, till I knew her virtues, tireless, fearless, never needing the whip or resisting a command. But then she vanished one day, and I had no other mount. Grief consumed me, and all past sorrows were forgotten. I searched the valleys, explored the plains, but found no trace of her scent or step. Then, while wandering near a village, I heard a distant voice reciting, "Who has lost an Arab mount, branded and scarred, her reins braided, her back bent and healed, beauty and motion, a help to the traveler, tireless and always near." That voice pulled me like a beacon. I rushed to the man and said, "Return the mount and earn your reward." The man asked, "What is your mount, O stranger?" Abu Zayd replied, "A camel with a body like a hill, a hump like a dome, a load that fills the saddle. I once turned down 20 gold dinars for her in Yabrin." The man frowned and turned away. "I am not the one who found your camel." But Abu Zayd seized him by the collar, accused him of lying, and nearly tore his robe, while the man cried, "I swear your camel is not mine. But if you insist, take me to the chief of this tribe. Let him judge between us." So they went to a wise elder, dignified in bearing, gentle in demeanor, a man who calms birds with his stillness. Abu Zayd poured out his complaint, while the man stood silent. When the tale was done, the elder pulled out an old sandal, worn and heavy. "Is this the sandal you described? The same from your story? If so, you're lying, unless you can match this with proof." The elder examined the sandal from every angle, then declared, "This is my sandal, but the camel is indeed yours. Take her back, and do good according to your means." Abu Zayd reclaimed his camel silently, without pride or thanks. I followed, amazed, and said, By God, what a tale! Is there anyone more clever than you? He smiled and said, Listen now. I once resolved, when falsely accused, to marry and find support, but I needed counsel. I wandered until dawn and met a sharp youth. The boy asked, Do you seek a virgin or a widow? Abu Zayd replied, Choose what you think best. The boy said, A virgin is like a treasure, untouched, pure, shy in speech, innocent in heart, a playful companion, charming, youthful, but... Then he described the widow. She's gentle, responsive, skilled in affection, experienced and wise, an eager rider, a loyal companion, soft in demeanor, easy to train, an expert in love's arts. Abu Zayd responded, But aren't virgins more beloved, less deceitful? The boy laughed. A virgin is a stubborn steed, hard to ride, costly to keep, rough to train. She demands gifts and attention. And still, she says, I dress and sit. Now find someone to tie the knot. I asked, Then do you recommend the widow? He scoffed. Would you choose a used pot, a second-hand cloak, a worn-out dish? She's cunning and bold. She's been passed around. She once was soft. Now she's stone. I asked, Shall I then avoid marriage altogether? He yelled, Woe to you! Have you not heard? There is no monasticism in Islam. Did the Prophet himself not marry? Does not the righteous wife build your home, comfort your voice, ease your eyes, delight your soul, and carry your name? Why would you reject the way of the prophets, the joy of companionship, the source of wealth and children? Then he turned from me in anger. I shouted after him, Will you abandon me in confusion? He retorted, You only pretend confusion to avoid marriage. I shouted back, Curse your suspicion. And I left humiliated, regretting ever seeking a boy's advice. Then I said to Abu Zayd, By God, your argument is unmatched. He burst into laughter. Taste the honey and ask no more. I praised knowledge and the learned, but he stared at me like a fool, until he silenced me with a poem. They say that a man's beauty is in his knowledge, but truly, wealth adorns a great. For the poor, better than books, is a crust of bread and thick stew. Then we continued our journey, till we entered a village barren of good. We met a boy carrying a bundle. Abu Zayd greeted him warmly and asked, Can I buy some dates with words, or figs with verses? The boy replied, laughing, Nothing here is bought with poetry, not fruit for rhyme, nor bread for wisdom. Then he mocked, In this land, no one trades Luckman's wisdom for a meal, nor buys poetry with porridge. Here, the eloquent starve, and the foolish grow fat. The boy left running, and Abu Zayd sighed. You see, eloquence is dead, and its people have turned their backs. So I agreed and asked, What now? He said, Ransom your sword, so we may eat. I trusted him, gave him my blade. He took my camel and vanished. I waited, then chased, but found neither sword nor friend. I was left like a man who spilled milk in the summer, with nothing but regret.